My name's Kirk Smith, and this is my point of view. I don't believe that I'm sad that it's coming to a close. It's been a great experience. It's been a great opportunity to serve the Marysville community and the students, the parents. We've had great interaction with the business community and others in the community, so I'm pretty pleased with the things that we've been able to accomplish. So going out on a very positive note. Some of the memories covering 51 years, obviously there's quite a few. A lot of differences between being a student. Had some great teachers coming up through the Marysville schools, people that I became very good friends with after coming back to teach. Of course, sports memories when we were in school. Had a great group of people that I graduated with. The class of 1980 was just some wonderful people, and still keep in contact with quite a few of them today. Coming back to work at the high school only 5 years after leaving, I was pretty young. One of the first teachers they had hired in quite some time. In the early 80s, there was economic reasons, but not a lot of people were being hired, so I was very fortunate to be able to get into the Marysville Public Schools. Changing my position from a student role to being a colleague with some of my former teachers, they were awesome. They took me under their wing. They showed me how to do things, how to get things done. They showed me how to be a better teacher, and for that, I'm eternally grateful. That's a great question. As far as specific years, there's so many great kids that have come through over the 38 years I've taught. My first 10 years or so were in a traditional classroom setting, teaching the business classes, accounting, did keyboarding and typing, it was called at that time, record keeping, marketing. We started a school store, that was really fun. Then I kind of transformed into the co-op coordinator, and what a great experience to be out in the community. We have so many supportive businesses and service groups that love to help our kids, and gave them an opportunity to get an early start in a career and see what the work world was all about. Later on, the career phase kind of moved on, and they asked me if I'd like to try to help out in the television production communication arts program. And every year it's been fun. There's different projects that we do over and over, like roundtables and news packages, but there's so many different things as the world changes, different types of projects we've taken on. My biggest memory would probably be those students that just really excelled, not because they went into television production or broadcasting, and we have had great success with that. We have 60, 70 different students doing that. But the students that just grew, when you see them take the class, sometimes 2, 3, 4 years, you see them grow up, and they come in as freshmen and sophomore, and they leave as seniors. I've gone to countless graduation parties. It's always a great honor to be asked to join their family and celebrate their graduation. I've gone to weddings for some of my former students. Well, that's a great honor to be able to do that. I would say one of the biggest highlights in the last couple of decades would be in 2016, we were able to take a group of students to Washington, D.C. We filmed a lot of different places at the Vietnam Wall and the World War II Memorial and all over D.C. We went to Ford's Theater, and then we went out to Arlington National Cemetery and saw the changing of the guard. We filmed all of that, and that was probably one of the projects that'll stick with me the longest. Mr. Miller, or now Dr. Miller, out at Recess, started the communication arts program in about 1999, and he did the program for a couple of years and then decided to go into administration. And after a transition period, I was asked if I'd like to go down and try to see what I could do with it. And back then it was in the old building, it was down in the old tech lab in the basement. The program had needed a little shot in the arm. After Dr. Miller left, there was a couple of replacements. So long and short, I told them that I'd be glad to give it a try. I had a great partner to work with, Mr. Mike Murray. Mike had great experience in television and broadcasting, Channel 50 and quite a few other places around Michigan. And he helped me learn the TV aspect of it. I have the marketing background as my degree, but he helped me really focus on a lot of the technical aspects. Of course, back then it was standard definition. Now we've moved to HD and we're going to 4K, and all kinds of great things keep happening. I guess to answer your question, what do I like the most about it? I love teaching project-based opportunities for kids. I think that for the students to be able to work on a project for a week or 2 weeks and understand the components that it takes to be able to put a project together. Sometimes in a class you do an assignment and you turn it in, the teacher grades it and it comes back. In our class with communication arts, it's an opportunity to work a little bit each day, organize your time, organize your workflow, have some leadership skills, teamwork skills, because when the kids come over here, they need several other people to help them on their projects. So the thing I like the most about it is, again, seeing the students develop those personal skills like time management, organization, leadership, teamwork. Those are things I know they're going to use the rest of their life. It's not just learning about how to operate a camera or how to edit on our software. It's the bigger things and really holding themselves accountable. And I guess I'd close by saying that we share with them, when this project started, there was nothing on film. It was just a blank slate. And 2 weeks later, you have a product, you've developed something. You put something together and you had a vision to do that. So that's what I like the most about communication arts. Over the years, there's been a lot of aha moments. We do a lot of projects, as I said, on a routine basis to teach the skills that the students need. But when the students come back, they transgress from the rookie phase to the veteran phase up to the producers or the independents. We've done some really cool big projects. We did the World War II veterans quite a while back. We interviewed 6 or 8, 10 veterans. We did the same with the Vietnam veterans. We try to play that on Memorial Day. We try to play that on Veterans Day, those types of things. In addition to that, we've done the volleyball documentary. We've done the football documentary. And to see the students work, sometimes for a semester, even a full year, a little bit longer than a year on some of those big, long projects that are 30 to 60 to 75 minutes long. One, you get really close with the students that are working on those projects. But 2, you see them understand what you thought was going to work might need to be tweaked a little bit. You keep getting better and better at it until you're really satisfied. And sometimes I have to remind them it's a work of art. It's not going to be absolutely perfect, and the next project you take on, you learn from the past. So besides the Washington, D.C. trip I mentioned earlier, some of those big projects, we just did the '92 football championship. Those are just fun projects to take on. Well, Marysville's been my home for my entire life, with the exception of a few years up at Central Michigan and Mount Pleasant. I grew up here. I love the city of Marysville. I know it's not perfect, but it's better than a lot of places. And I think the people in this community, the people in the school district, they really want all of our students to achieve to bigger and better things, to reach their potential, whatever that potential level is, and to get involved. If they're interested in sports, obviously we have that. We have a music program, but we now have added so many things over the years. We have a fine arts program with our art teacher. We have the robotics. We have the esports club. There's just so many things that the students can do. And I'm continually amazed. I'll have breakfast at 4-Star on a Saturday morning, and somebody will stop by this table, maybe a former student or their parents, and say hi. And they want to know how the kids are doing and that they're successful, whatever they try. If it's a sport, hey, how'd the team do last night? You know, how's this year's group going to do? Transition from the band, they're going to be great, no problem. We have another person that's taken over. Everybody moves on to another position, and I think there'll be somebody sitting in my chair next year, and I hope they do just as well, and I'll be glad to help them wherever I can. Teaching's changed my perspective on people in a lot of different ways. Most of the students, most of the time, you just have great faith that they're going to do the right thing. Sometimes they don't always do it as quickly as you would like, but it's a developmental process. They're getting better, they're learning, and when we were all teenagers, we made mistakes. When we're adults, we make mistakes. I joke with my students often that if I don't make 3 or 4 mistakes by lunch, it's a pretty good day. That's how we learn. Stepping outside your comfort zone, trying something a little different, that's the types of things that I'm going to take with me. I think the best advice that I can give somebody is the old line about do the right thing. When people aren't watching, do the right thing. Sometimes people do the right thing when they know others are watching, but always be consistent. Try to be the person that somebody else can count on. And there's a lot of ways to be kind. Sometimes, and I'm a little more strict in my classroom than maybe some others, but it's with the intention that they do their best and they get better each and every day. So I guess I would just like to see our entire world get just a little bit nicer, a little more kind, and I think we'd be a little better off tomorrow than we are today.